Yeah.
Remember I was talking last week, I said Sierra Kerr is my Duke of the Week because of all
Yeah.
the airs she was doing in Waco.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's with Dad right now in the Maldives. She confirms everything that I said and amplifies it, doubles down on it. Like, she posted this clip of getting barreled on this right-hander. It was so legit. She paddles into the thing. It's triple overhead for her. It's probably like an 8-foot properly barreling wave. And she paddles into it on her own strength. She's 13 years old. Just one flawless swoop off the bottom, no pumping, just like a flawless swoop off the bottom into the pocket, and just starts getting rifled, like barreled down the line in this rifling right-hander and like weaving and pumping, and then hits like a foam ball, like negotiates it a little bit and then eats crap and kind of goes over the front of her board and just fully gets ragdolled as you're looking into the pit. And her caption was something about to the effect of, if you made it, you weren't deep enough. And I was like, this girl, this thing was legit. It's not just her doing airs in the wave pool in Waco that are better than any air we've ever seen any female surfer do, bar none. It's her also getting shacked on 8-foot draining barrels. And she's 13. It's unbelievable. And so I had a thought about, you and I both listen to Scott Galloway's podcast.
Yeah.
I don't catch all of them, but I do like him.
It's called the Prof G Show.
And one of the things that he was saying like a month or two ago was about the youth, how important youth is to innovation. And if you really track the biggest advancements that have been made, period, whether it comes to painting, music, philosophy, like engineering, even with the tech space with Mark Zuckerberg or whatever, it's young people doing it. And yeah, of course, old people create all of the cogs in the wheel and the longevity and all of that sort of stuff. He's not discounting old people, but there's something unique about the youth. There's a spark of like high production that simply goes away when you have too much cynicism in your life or just too much responsibility or monotony or whatever. And when you're young and you don't understand consequence or risk or any of that, you just run faster for some reason and you generate more explosive. And then there's these great things that come out of it. And I couldn't help but think that with Sierra Kerr, and that's why I asked how old Michael Thompson was when he started Gotcha, was I'm seeing that in 2020 more than ever, is these groundbreaking surf clips that come out are children. Cale Walsh coming out of Western Australia, Jack Robinson, stuff like that, where they're just,
Jack Robinson married. You mean
he's
23.
He's 23.
Yeah. Right.
He got married young. You know what I mean? There was this other clip, which by the way is my Duke. His name's Kobe Clements. He's a 16-year-old. Stab posted this. I don't know if you saw it.
I think I did.
The kid does a backflip. So he's on a right and he has this wedging section coming straight at him, and he hits it, grabs both rails and does what's kind of like a barrel roll.
Yeah. And
there was a cross wave, like a wave actually behind the wave that he was on, that he ends up landing on and then riding the move out on.
Jiba?
Could have been. Yeah. I don't know. It didn't say, but what was interesting about it was the caption that Stab wrote was, this kid was on our Billabong trip last year. They did I think they called it Innocence, Stab Innocence. It was like Quicksilver's Young Guns, but for Billabong and partnering with Stab. So he goes, this 16-year-old kid was on our trip last year and he was doing this rotation as a pullout on every wave. So he'd finish a ride and kick out and try to do a flip when he was kicking out. And it was a novelty, like nobody ever envisioned that he would land it, but he was just learning the rotation by kicking out. So in this new clip, a freak wave that has a wedge coming straight at you and then a back wave happened to come, and he saw his opportunity for something that he had practiced 200 times before, and he executed it flawlessly. And I just thought to myself, where his mind is at and going, my brain won't even allow me to go to. Forget the fact that my legs are too brittle at this point to try to do any jumping maneuver. But my brain wouldn't allow me to go there. I would never think to kick out of a wave and try to do a flip. Like,
Yeah.
to make fun out of the kick out is a childlike curiosity, you know?
No, it's amazing. And frankly, I think I've mentioned that, um, like a smooth, clean kick out where I can grab my board and kind of like exit the wave with some dignity is like the highlight of my wave. Like when I think about where my ego is going, the spikes in my ego as I ride the wave, like I probably stumble to my feet. I might do a bottom turn and kind of get a mid face. But eventually, if I can kick out and kick out with dignity, I'm like, yeah, that was the best part of that. That looked good,
Dude, I can't tell you how much I relate to that and how much it stings to admit it. And I even go a step further where, did somebody see this? Like, because
Did somebody see my kick out?
and I'm finishing the wave thinking I am embarrassed and I hope nobody sees this. But then I do a good kick out that you're talking about that is like completely under control, dignified, graceful. And I go, oh, but if they saw my kick out, then they know that I just botched that wave, but I actually know what I'm doing here.
I kid you not. I don't know if I told you this, but that's my new mantra when I get in the water is surf with dignity. That's my new thing. Like, I'm like, Scott, just surf with dignity,
Wow.
because too many times I catch myself trying to like not be, I just don't surf with dignity.
Dude, me even being concerned about whether somebody saw it is undignified.
Exactly. No, Dad, you nailed it right there. That needs to be excavated. Like, what's going on there?